Hello YouTubers and fellow vintage radio enthusiasts. For this video I think I'm going to do a little change of pace. I've been primarily, well, I guess all I've done is radios. This here is one of those little single tube modulators, uses a 6BQ5. This one is Seeker brand. It's basically, it's almost identical to the Wawasee, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Black Cat, JB12s, sometimes called the Jewel Box. Just a single 6BQ5 little modulator. The biggest difference between this and the Black Cats is this was transistor key circuit. It doesn't use a key tube, vacuum tube, key tube. And the meter setup is different, where if I remember right, the Black Cats are kind of like a relative field strength is the way the meter's set up. This is set up where it's a, it's a sampling circuit type deal, where it even reads the output of the radio, even when this is in standby. These are real basic little units. I mean, all you have is a relative output meter here that you're supposed to, technically you're supposed to, I guess, set the carrier, to the yellow zone in between, via there's a control on the back that I'm going to show here in a minute. I don't tune them that way. I usually keep these about 10 to 15 watts of carrier and let them go forward. They're definitely made for, standard radios, and they'll do little if any more at all with these high power exports in front of it, and really all you're doing is creating a dirtier signal than these little guys already create, and just shortening the life of your tube by giving it the extra drive power. It has a power on off indicator. The other thing is different with these and then the Black Cat amps is they're push buttons standby. On the left, on the right is just push button power on off. Okay, pretty much covers the front, sides, and top of the amp. I'm going to stop this portion of the video. I'm going to do a little editing and connect all these and show you the back and the insides. Okay, we're back with the Seeker 6BQ5 single modulator. Nothing much to see from, top side, inside. That is a Russian, I don't know if you can make that out. That is one of the Russian 6BQ5 equivalents. That's what it's a soft tech. This is what came in the amp when I got it. Let's see here. Go around to the back. Very basic. I forget what voltage this controls, but it adjusts your carrier output for the modulator. There's your antenna, and input and output SO239s. And I've got the bottom off of it. I had to rebuild the power supply in this one. I first got it. It had the original electrolytic capacitors in it, and they worked for me for a while. And then finally, one just went open circuit. Didn't give me any telltale signs. Not the usual gradual hum. It just went and did it. And all I had at the time, well, most of the time anymore, for high voltage capacitors are these radio, board mounts. So I just I used a pair of them, with all the leads that run to them and the bleed off resistors. It keeps them in place. I might even hot glued them on the bottom side. I don't think I did, but it is pretty solid. They're not going to break loose, that's for sure. Anyways, this is a real basic little amp. There's not a lot to it. There's a little bit of the key circuit and the meter sampling circuit. There's your tuned coil, tube socket, relays. Okay, like I said, there's that adjuster, and I just can't remember off the top of my head what voltage it's actually changing, to get so much adjustability for the carrier. Anyways, I'm going to stop it again, and then I'm going to put the little dude in line, and my plans is this radio come in a later video, but I'm going to put a low drive, Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 in front of it. It only does about, I don't know, 10 watts peak with a carrier of about 5 or so. So be back here in a minute. Hello everybody, we're back. I've got the little Seeker modulator warmed up. I've got the Pierce Simpson Guardian 23 warmed up. I'm showing on channel 19. I'm actually not going to do this on 19. And turn the volume down some. I'm going to be doing this on the demi load. I've already preset the control in the back of the Seeker to get the carrier, output that I want with this particular radio here. About every radio you go to, you have to readjust that control in the back. I find tube types, little if you go from one tube type radio to another, there's little if any, adjusting needs to be done. But if you go to a transistor radio, even with the same carrier input to this, it's totally different. It has to be retuned. Okay, let me swap over to the dummy load here real quick. And since I live close to a highway, I'm going to get off of channel 19 and go to 20. Okay, this will be the radio alone. You have to give me a minute here. I've got a desk mic. It's going to make this a little more challenging. I'm on 300 watt scale. I'm on peak. So it would be the forward scale that reads from bottom left, to upper right. 10 is 10 watts and 50 is 50. Keying about 5 watts with the radio. Audio, modulating 10 watts. Audio, show you this is the just the Pierce Simpson Guardian. Audio. Okay. Now I'll take this off of standby. One thing, these push buttons, they are a little difficult to push. They give a cleaner look than the flip switches, but honestly, they don't operate quite as good in my opinion, Okay, that's about 11 watts. Audio. Hair over 50, about 52 or so. With a radio that does maybe, I don't know, 5 more watts peak, you can get this little dude to show just about over 60 watts peak. How clean those watts are, I don't know. I've never seen one of these little 6BQ5 modulators, on a scope or a spectrum analyzer. I got a feeling it's probably not a real beautiful signal, but I could be wrong. Anyhow, I think that pretty much shows it for this little amp. I guess I could put it on average here real quick and see what the average has to say. Again, with just the Pierce Simpson, we're on average now. Interesting, I'm showing a lower carrier. I'm not sure why. I'm going to put it back on peak. That is something I never noticed before. But on average, well, at least wise of this little dude, it shows a little lower carrier. Maybe 20 on average. The radio alone, probably on average would be pretty sad looking. Probably 5 to 6. Hair below 5 or just at 5, barely moving. So there you have it. I mean, it shows these little dudes, these little guys do help out. I don't know how these are biased. I've never really, researched that. They're set up for AM. They don't have a sideband delay, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're Class C, but I don't know that for certain. Anyways, this little dude, unlike the Black Cats, I mean, they're pretty common, but this is actually the only 6BQ5 Seeker I've ever seen. I have another one that uses a single 8417 that's Seeker as well, and I do see it every once in a while, but I have never seen another one of these Seeker, 6BQ5 modulators. So I thought maybe some people find it interesting. It's you know, yeah, while it's very similar to Black Cat, this particular one, branded one, is seems pretty uncommon. I'll do the 8417 one, you know, someday as well. It looks identical to this. Everything's set up the same, other than it uses an 8417 tube for better, you know, a little higher output than what you see out of the 6BQ5. I think that does it for this video of the 6BQ5 Secret Modulator. 73s everybody. This is Operator Paul 262 signing off for now.